Hi guys, Heavy Bear here. Welcome for this amazing match, the start of the series, the best series ever time. Yeah, this is the first match of the Fatal Crescent finals. So Nono is facing Andrej. Um, both players went undefeated in the qualifiers, and they both won their semifinals in a pretty convincing manner. So yeah, we're clearly having the two best player, and I'm really thrilled to know how it will go. So talking about the map, Nono had not the best map. Animals very far away, but he can still push them and gather the food close to the village center. And for Andrej, yeah, so it looks like he had some pushing to do as well, but it looked okay. And still knows of flux. So I'd say it's pretty even start in terms of map. So now the gazelles are a bit far away and the boars are extremely far because I mean you can push the gazelle, it's okay, but you cannot really push the boars, so you'll have to walk really far to get them. And maybe he's already planning on doing this and pushing them close to the boars and build a granary after. And for Nono, so pushing the gazelles and the boar are kind of far as well. But he has a second flock of boars here, so he has a premium side granary spot. And I wouldn't be surprised if he pushed these mufflins as well. Let me know in the chat if the sound of the game is not too loud. I can do the balance. Okay, so yeah, I don't see that much animals left on the map after that. Maybe this boar might be a point of contention later on. But yeah, I don't think they will really fight about it. I just think a granary would be amazing for the two flocks of boars. But besides that, yeah, nothing too fancy about it. So yeah, so the gazelles are now taken as well. And he will for sure look for another. Both players went 3 on clay, I think, yeah, 3 on clay. And Andrej already started his barracks. And I think Nono will start his pretty soon. Because with 3 on clay, you usually go barracks. Yeah, barracks with 3 on clay. A bit late on the barracks, but it shouldn't matter too much. And yeah, I think Nono... No, don't know where the scouts are. So let's see. Yeah, scouting the boars, so we'll probably take them afterwards. And now, yeah, pushing the gazelles. So a bit more food with Nono early on. Might help him a bit with the transition to Palace after the light axe fight. So I see tons of food for Nono, so because those villagers didn't drop the food, and when they will, the food would be better. And he pulled the boars with the scout, so lose a lot of HP on this. And if he gets picked off right now, it would be really bad for him, I think. And I think if Nono sees it, he will for sure try to snipe it. I already see 2 light axes for Andrej, 3 light axes now, and maybe a 4th on the way. So 2 light axes, but none for Nono yet. I think he has maybe 1 or... Yeah, 3 are queued as well, so they will fight for the light axes. Nono went for woodworking, Andrej should go for light axe, I think. Yeah, he will probably go for elite light axe, as he usually do. Up. And now, yeah, scout has been sniped. He will lose his scout as well, I think. Yeah, losing the scout. And now fighting the light axe against the light axe. It's 3 versus 3. So yeah, pretty even. But the 4th is on the way for Andrej and 5th. But it looks like Nono is oust. Oh, Nono is oust. So first mistake is on Nono's side. Getting oust this early in the game is really what you want to avoid, because yeah, it sets you back a little, so I think he is now 1 villager behind and cannot produce more military. So he's 1 villager and 2 military behind. So he has 2 military less, but 1 is queued here, so I think it's only 1 villager behind. But now he's losing the light axis because he's outnumbered and has to use the villagers to fight back. So yeah, I think Andrej is already taking the lead early on. And yeah, but they even on population because I think Nono had a bit more food floating, so he had a better villager production. But now Andrej has the food lead, so he will probably catch up with that. So Nono went for double echo, and Andrej went for woodworking first because he realized that elite light axes are not that effective against enemy light axes. So he realizes that his opponent is on light axe as well, so doesn't go for elite light axe and goes for ecotech first, which makes sense because elite light axe are really good against slingers, as it gives you one more movement speed and one more range armor. So yeah, it doesn't take into the elite light axe. And I think it's pretty smart for him. But now he has tons of military, and he might force Nono to go militia if he wants to defend from this. But maybe the rocks is enough. It doesn't need the arrows from the villagers. But a really nice macro from Andrej, like pulling. But as soon as he sees Nono stop chasing with the villagers, turning and fighting because he has the numbers. So yeah, it looks like Andrej is micromanaging his units a bit better. And Nono has tons of idols. So yeah, Andrej is taking a huge lead early on. And keeps idling all these villagers. So I really wonder what's his Nono's mind. I think he's yeah, kind of disturbed because he doesn't really know how to react. This. And now Nono is floating. Both players, to be honest, are floating tons of clay, and you really don't want to have that much clay early on. So I think he will. Yeah, he has only one on clay now, and Andrej also has only one on clay. So both players realize that they have a bit too much clay, and I think they will both try to transition to Palace. For sure, Nono is trying to go Palace because he completely stopped the army production, and maybe Andrej realized that. So in this position, you either have to do damage with the light axis you have, or you can also try to go Palace, but it will be a bit behind because of the extra food that his units consume. So he really needs to keep idling Nono's economy to set him a bit further behind, and maybe even yeah, killing a house. Like just putting pressure to force Nono to lower his echo. As you can see, Andrej is first to 200 food, and now he's picking a house, so setting him a bit behind. I think Nono is really trying to not go militia, but he realizes that he doesn't have the choice to go, and yeah, now that he forced the militia, he can fall back and yeah, respect the militia because they would get destroyed by the militia. So yeah, really managed again from Andrej. And now Andrej manages to go Palace, and I think Nono doesn't have the economy for. And he really tries to get there, but he just cannot get because he was idle for too long. And he keeps idling some economy, so yeah, it's really good from Andrej, I think. Forcing him back so much, and now picking one free light axe because Nono is over chasing. But now he manages to place the palace. So Nono is a bit behind, but he finally can build the palace. And I think he will just use all the villagers, try to kill as many light attacks as he can. But now, yeah, Andrej is in a big lead because he has the palace first, so he can be first on better units. He goes heavy axes, which is a good choice because his opponent doesn't have a ranged unit, and you don't want to go heavy spears when your opponent doesn't have a ranged unit. But to be honest, Nono has no units at all, and is now starving even because he just cannot get the resources. And it's 12 population lead for Andrej, mainly because the 10 light axes that he has right now. But yeah, Nono is in a really, really tough spot. Andrej is doing really, really good with his light axes, forcing his opponent to idle his echo as much as he can. And he should have a better transition, like already 3 heavy axes, whereas Nono is only producing his first. And yeah, he's just poking. Not doing damage is really fine with this because you cannot win the engagement against the light axis, the militia. So just forcing him to idle a few seconds every now and then, and he's really fine. So now it's Nono's hand to come back, So when he went for color flow to make up the fact that his economy is a bit weaker, so he wants to get as many villagers as he can. So it's easier for him to trade if he wants to. Building a granary here to make his farming economy a bit more efficient. And for Andrej, it's wheel. So yeah, making also his whole economy more efficient. And now he's even on metal, so he wants to get equipment for the heavy axes. Now with the 5 heavy axes that he has against 4 now. Yeah, so looks like Nono could handle the pressure. And Andrej is floating tons of resources, so he might just drop tons of farms. Or maybe he's trying to go to mass wood to get to rams. Maybe it's a great choice. Yeah, because if he can ever roll over Nono's economy, yeah, he can do lots of damage. Rams, and you don't really want to go rams when you're behind, or at least if you didn't do that, if you're not ahead. But I think with that much food and when you produce only units that cost food, like the heavy axes, rams could be a decent choice. But you see, it doesn't have the numbers, so it will probably try to fight with the militia. But yeah, Andrej realizes that the fight is not that favorable for him, so just forcing idle time again, and Nono realizes to react. He'll probably keep spamming heavy axes, and yeah, he might get picked off with those 3 villagers. Yeah, I think it was questionable that he went for this metal. He could have went for this metal, but he didn't. He scored this one, so he could have gone for this one, but he didn't see this one. I'm sure he would have gone for those 2 in the back. And as he was in such a pressure, he couldn't go for the granary here. And now Andrej has the elite heavy axe. So yeah, it's a tough fight, but Nono surprised Andrej, I think, with the 5 villagers that he pulled out of his town center. So he had a huge boosts in damage. So I think he picked some of Andrej's units and going back into the village center, so the palace. And now he has the text to go elite heavy axe. And Andrej, okay, so it looks like they are kind of even in terms of tech because, but no is red because he has code of flow, whereas Andrej doesn't. Oh, and now he built a furnace, but he already has the +1 attack Andrej, so it's a really good fight for Andrej, and Nono should try to fall back as soon as he can, but I think he cannot. This is pretty hard. This is really hard. But you see, I think if he had the +1 defense instead of +1 attack, he would have been in a really better position because he wouldn't have lost that many units to the villagers. And now Andrej is floating tons of food, so he might build a second barracks. Yeah, second barracks, and we'll spam heavy axes from 2 barracks. And Nono will probably try to do the same when he has enough clay. Yeah, so you see it's 3 on clay, so he'll probably go on barracks as well. And I don't see any equipment researched for now. But he will probably go for the +1 defense first. That would be a great choice. He's under pressure and he will use his villagers to fight back. So, to be honest, if Andrej fights, the villagers will do the most damage, and he just have to get his heavy axes in front to tank damage from his villagers. So, yeah, +1 defense first. Makes sense. But Andrej should be really soon to +1 defense as well. Yeah. Oh, he doesn't have the resources. He doesn't have enough metal. So when the +1 defense kick in, oh yeah, that's good fight for Nono, because of the oh no, Andrej is killing everything. Yeah, because the +1 defense didn't go on yet. Oh, that's so close. Really, really good timing for Andrej, because now that the fight is over, the +1 defense kicks in. Terrible for Nono. I think he has to place a second barracks. Yeah, second barracks, and maybe even natural revenge to get some I'd say archer or javs. Not quite sure which one you want. So now the text he went for bronze smelting because he wants to have the equipment. And yeah, Andrej also went for code of flow. So I didn't talk about bed clay but I think it was not the best decision because it's really not in the pressure, and you don't want to have your building tankier if you don't have if you're not under pressure. And now he's trying to kill the barracks, and he has the +1 defense as well. Yeah, he heavily outnumbers Nono, and I think he will die. Oh, it's Swordsman. Ooh, that's a nice switch from Nono producing the Swordsman. But I don't know if he can have enough swordsman. Yeah, so heavy axe and swordsman, trying to pick some with the villagers. Tough fights. I think Andrej is wiping all. I don't know how Nono can really defend against this. He will just get all his reinforcements killed before they can do things. Yeah, there is that many heavy axe? No, he cannot. Yeah, on picking those heavy military like that is really really good for Andrej, making sure that his opponent cannot mass enough army to fight back. And yeah, now he can just destroy the barracks, probably the furnace as well, so he cannot get more equipment. And no, really, yeah. So now he started to gather metal from here, and now he has the barracks in the back to make sure he can keep producing army. And now, yeah, Andrej should try to snipe the palace. Yeah, now he does it, and I don't think Nono can defend it. It doesn't have the military number, and the villagers just won't do enough damage. Yeah, really, really good played from Andrej, and now Nono has to pull all villagers. But as soon as Andrej sees that, just respects it, pulls back, and you see he has a +2 attacks for the heavy axes. Really strong, really strong. And Nono is in such a terrible situation. He just cannot produce enough army, and he's only producing from 1 barracks instead of the 3 he have. Yeah, producing from 2 barracks. Good, really good from Nono, I think, because he's wiping all army. Bit of a misstep for Andrej, losing everything like that. Oh no, that's terrible. I think he lost track of his army. Maybe he was building farms in his economy, something. Oh no, that's terrible for Andrej. Oh no, that's so sad. He just lost all his army like that. And now Nono is not that much behind. So, I mean, it's still a 14 population lead for Andrej because he has tons of reinforcement at home. But losing that much army, it's yeah, it's pretty. It's really what you don't want to do, losing the army. Yeah, but with all this, probably the +2 defense is on the way as well. Yeah, +2 defense is on the way as well. And but Nono has some army. +2 defense as well for Nono. I think he just tries to go full swords, so he will not get the plus attack for the heavy axes. I know he's starving because he produced so many swordsmen, which are very, 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 very expensive. Now I cannot fight it because the villagers do not do enough damage against the armored heavy axes. Yeah, it looks like Andrej keeps being undefeated in this game. And Nono should probably call the GG. Yeah. So really well played from Andrej. I think the amount of pressure that he put early on Nono trying not to get militia, and moreover the fact that he was ousted earlier cost him so many. So well played, Andrej. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.